everyone. My name is Lakeisha Lewis. Today's date is September the 8th, 2016, and I, along with my partner Melinda Boddie, are here to present you a video for our Social Work 207 course at Norfolk State University. In this video, you will see a situation where white privilege is presented in a public education system. The purpose of this video is to shed light on situations like this that is happening all over the world and to find out a way to eliminate the problem. Hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Everything's going good.
Good. So I just was FaceTiming you because I had a situation at work and I just really need some advice. So hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, girl. So look, I was at work today and basically my supervisor came to me and he was telling me that I had two students who, one was a white guy. I'm not going to give too much information, but one's a white guy, one's a black guy. They both got caught with drugs today at school. Crazy, right? So basically what happened was the one guy was, the black guy came into school. The principal said something along the lines of he felt like, he was doing drugs or he was mixed in that kind of situation. So they did like a routine, like kind of stop or whatever to just like check bags and stuff when he came in the door. And so that's how they found the drugs on him. Well, the white guy, which is his friend, actually got nervous because they weren't even going to check him. He got nervous, dropped his bag. They found drugs in his bag too. Crazy. So with that being said, they both, both of the paperwork came on my desk today and I have to figure out, a plan for it. Me personally, I felt as though they both should have the same punishment. I felt as though they both should, either both be expelled or be referred to some kind of counseling program or something. But my supervisor, then this is where it gets tricky. My supervisor comes in and he's like, I really, going over everything, I really feel like he didn't say the black student, but basically he said his name. So the black student should be expelled and the white student should be referred to counseling. So I'm looking like, but they did the same exact thing. Like, what do you mean, right? So I'm like, well, why do you feel like that? And he's like, oh, well, we've been watching him, and I just feel like he's not gonna do anything with his life. Like that's the kind of life that he's into. Those are the kind of things that he's into. Whereas the white student, he feels like he can, with a little help and guidance, he can do something better with his life. And I'm just like, what? But like in one sense, it's like, what do I do? Because I don't want to go against my supervisor and then he'd be like, well, then she didn't do what I said. Like, you know what I'm saying? That can affect my job. But then on the other sense, it's like, well, it's not right to not, they did the same exact thing. It's not fair that one of them gets, punished more severely than the other one. So it's like, what do you do?
Well, I definitely understand. I mean, at the end of the day, that is your job. You have certain things that you have to do to make sure at the end of the day that you're comfortable at work and still employed. But from a social worker's perspective, and that being a school, we do have to do what's morally right and protect both children to make sure that they are getting equal punishments. From my standpoint, I wouldn't go with the option of just expelling them both because at the end of the day, that's not going to solve anything. It's not going to change the matter that they both brought drugs to school. So in that sense alone, it tells you that it's an underlying problem if they're both bringing drugs to school. So they still need to get their education. I think the best way to go about it is to have both parents to come in. In order for the children to come back to school, they need to at least go through like a drug alcohol class for at least a week.
Yeah.
The parent has to attend because what's the point of making the child go through it if the parent isn't going to be there? To me, that's one abundant thing. Two is getting to the root cause of the problem, why they feel it's okay, and that may be something else that's going on at home as well. So in that sense, we can get a little bit of coaching there, training. They can go to those classes, and then on top of that, they should be able to do some group counseling as well with the parents, like family counseling, as well as the students should be able to do counseling alone. Because it's only certain things that the student is going to tell you with that parent
Right.
for us to get to the problem. So if you're doing counseling with the student alone, and as well with that parent, and you holding them both like it has to be mandatory in order for the child to come back to school, we have a better chance of stopping this issue next time. So I definitely understand you have to do the right thing in this. You want to do what your boss is telling you, but if you just want to treat both equally and make sure that we held to a standard where we can be held accountable for all of this, and no one is being treated differently, because eventually this can come back in a horrible way if you expel one and the other one gets to come back to school.
Exactly.
That the black child, if you give him a little bit more coaching and help him out, they both go through the same training, that they both will have the same equal chance at life. But if you're just assuming that he's not going to do well as the white child, that's not fair.
Right.
So, of course, they both should have to go through that counseling. At the end of the day, it is your choice to make, but I think the best thing to do is to treat it equally and have them both to go through those programs.
You're right. I think so too, and I'm just gonna have to go talk to my supervisor tomorrow, because I honestly feel like it's more of like, that sense of white privilege, and that's why he's gonna do better. Like, they weren't even targeting him as a troublemaker or targeting the white kid, and he was just as wrong as the black kid. So it's like, I'm just gonna have to go talk to him. Thank you, girl. Thanks for the advice.
No problem. If you have any more questions or anything, feel free to give me a call, and I can give you a couple of more ideas so we can get everything taken care of.
All right, girl. Let me get back to this paperwork. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm just coming to bring the conclusion for our white privilege video. We did make the decision how we were going to handle that case based off of the Code of Ethics. And the Code of Ethics does not provide a set of rules that prescribe how social workers should act in all situations, but instead it does offer a set of values, principles, and standards to decide to guide decision making and conduct where ethical issues does arise. So we did just use that to make sure that we were making the correct decision for the students and treating each one equally, as well as making the decision that we can be held accountable for with the general public. So I think it's always a great idea to use the social work code of ethics in any situation that's unethical, just so we can make sure that everyone is being treated equally and we're being that professional agent and getting everything taken care of at all times.